on an all-new Dr. Phil, a teen obsessed
If there is no Wi-Fi, she'll start screaming.
with social media.
My phone's in my hand when I sleep.
Are you looking at it now?
Sorry.
We have taken away her phone. Her reaction is extreme.
I can't wait to see you on your deathbed.
What would you do if your phone just went away right now? You'd freak? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Question for you. Does anyone out there know a teenager who is not constantly on their cell phones tapping away on various social media sites? Meet 17-year-old Chloe, who admits that Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are her best friends and the bridge to the people she thinks are her friends. Chloe's mother, Melanie, and stepdad, Danny, say Chloe is so obsessed with social media she'll have a panic attack if her phone battery dies or she has no access to Wi-Fi. Let's meet the girl who cannot breathe without her phone.
I'm completely obsessed with social media. It's very hard to have conversations in real life. It's so much easier to just text message or Facebook. I do get panic attacks when I leave my house and there's no Wi-Fi. When someone tries to take away my phone, I get so tense. I will resist. I will yell and I will scream. A typical day for me is that I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I go straight to my phone and I check my Facebook and all of a sudden I feel happy. The only reason for me to get out of bed is because I'm hungry or thirsty. I isolate myself pretty much every day and I love isolating myself because I don't have to deal with anyone's feelings. And I don't have to deal with anyone telling me not to use my phone. And I love it. I feel like my self-esteem is very high because of the amount of likes I get on Facebook. And the amount of attention I get on Facebook, it feels like a rush to me. I always worry about my Facebook getting hacked or someone stealing my phone. So I'm very cautious about having it on me when I sleep. When I'm with my phone at night, I hold it in my hand with my strap on it. I'll be sleeping, and most of the time my phone's just in my hand. My biggest fear is that I won't be able to have personal relationships with friends, family. I need help. I want a normal life.
All right, Chloe, it's good to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Now, you wrote to me.
Yes.
What do you think you're doing that is change-worthy?
Well, I'm always on my phone 24/7, so it kind of feels like I don't think normal people are supposed to be on their phone so much.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can't go anywhere without my phone, and I really just, I can't do anything without it, because when it's not with me, I don't feel complete, and I feel very scared.
You have it with you now?
Yes.
You actually have kind of a strap to you. Are you looking at it now?
Yeah. Sorry. Trying my hardest to keep it.
Yeah, can I see your phone?
Sure.
Yeah. What would you do if your phone just went away right now?
I'd probably cry.
You'd freak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Do you want it? Or, thank you.
Yeah. And what's your payoff from being on this phone all the time?
Well, if on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I get 500 to 1,000 likes on each picture, comment, anything like that, and it makes me feel really good about myself.
Okay, so your payoff is you'll post something up and you'll get 500 to 1,000 people that give you a thumbs up.
Yes.
And do you know these 1,000 people?
No, I know probably less than 50 of them.
And you have become addicted to their thumbs up.
Basically, yes.
You don't know who they are.
No.
Why do you think you're so dependent on their approval?
They really feed my self-esteem. You know, before I found Facebook, when I was younger, and before I found that, oh, I could post a picture and get a like, I never had a good self-esteem. I was always bullied in high school, so I have a very low self-esteem.
So this is safe for you?
Yeah. The amount of attention that I have on Facebook or Instagram, it makes me have a high self-esteem.
But if you don't get enough likes, you crash.
That's true.
Right? So is that high self-esteem, or is that vulnerability to whether somebody gives you the thumbs up?
Yeah, I guess that, because it is high, like right now, but then if I don't get a lot of likes, it goes down.
Did you try to get our Wi-Fi password?
Yes.
Did they give it to you?
Yes.
They did?
Yes.
Really? So my staff enabled you by giving you the Wi-Fi password?
I think they know that I get really upset if I don't have it.
Oh. So that bothered them.
Oh, I didn't tell them that. I just said, oh, do you have a Wi-Fi password? And they're like, yeah, here it is.
Yeah, they probably didn't know the
Yeah.
whole story. Yeah, because I wouldn't have given it to you. But I understand why my staff would do that, because we take care of our guests. You've had kind of a lifestyle of social media here. There's a pattern to this as well. You got your first computer at 5. That's when you started working on a computer. Your first cell phone at 11. Your first Facebook page at 12. Mm-hmm. Your first boyfriend was an online boyfriend at 13. You joined Twitter at 15. You got 5,000 Facebook friends, 12,100 Twitter followers, and 14,000 Instagram followers. That helps your self-esteem, right?
It does feel good that I can say that. I do not try to tell people, like, too much. I just, like, here's my Instagram, and they see for themselves. And I just feel powerful with it.
Yeah, it validates you.
Yes.
It's like, I have this many followers, so therefore I must be worthy of following.
And it gets me scared to think, what happens when I'm 40 years old and I'm not, you know, as attractive, and I don't want to live like this, you know?
We just get along some way.
But I won't get as many likes. Maybe.
Yeah. What if you had really quality personal relationships with people that you really talked to, and they patted you on the back, or they held your hand, or gave you a hug, or actually knew you and cared about you?
I would love that. I don't have that really in my life.
Yeah.
Like, people online, it's just so much easier. I feel awkward talking to them.
Do you know why you feel awkward?
No.
Would you like to know?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you after the break, and we're going to add Chloe's mother, Melanie, and stepdad, Danny. They say Chloe's social media obsession is just the latest in a long line of erratic behaviors their daughter has exhibited. So we're going to find out what that's all about. Is this just a passing thing? Will it be something else soon? And if so, what's she running away from? We'll be right back.
We have taken away her telephone, and her reaction is extreme.
I hate you so much, and I'm always gonna hate you.
I haven't had a relationship with my daughter in 6 years.
I can't believe what I said to my mom.
Yeah.
Just because she took away my phone. I feel like I'm insane.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil. She found her birth mother.
She says I ruined her life.
And her half-sister.
She is not a brat.
But was their reunion
We are nothing alike.
You do seem to be behaving alike.
You better get out of my face, woman.
a horrible mistake?
You are a survivor of molestation. Did you tell Rhonda there's no way she didn't enjoy it?
No, I did. Yes, you did.
I regret the day I ever told you anything.
That's Monday.
Seventeen-year-old Chloe claims she cannot breathe without access to Wi-Fi, so she can text on her cell phone and post updates of her life on social media. She even has her cell phone with her on stage while talking to me, just so she doesn't miss out on anything happening in the online world. But Chloe's mother, Melanie, and stepdad, Danny, claim that even though the Wi-Fi obsession is the latest in a long list of erratic behaviors that Chloe has exhibited throughout the years, it is the most destructive one yet.
Chloe has an obsession with social media. It pretty much is taking over her life.
It is absolutely crazy how much time she spends online.
My daughter lives in a fake world. She really does not have formed relationships with individuals. If there is no Wi-Fi, she'll start crying, screaming. We have taken away her telephone, and her reaction is extreme.
I hate you so much, and I'm always gonna hate you. I'm always gonna hate you, and I always can't wait to see you on your deathbed. I cannot wait till that day.
She'll break down my door to get the phone. She'll wrestle me down. She'll do whatever it takes. My husband has restrained her.
I had to physically remove her off her mother. She punched me in the face. Chloe does not listen to me. She does not like authority whatsoever.
It makes me feel horrible as a mom. I haven't had a relationship with my daughter in 6 years. My biggest fear is that she's going to put herself in a very dangerous situation and not be able to come out of it.
Okay, I'm glad you guys are here. You've been listening to the conversation we've had so far, of course. You're crying right now. Tell me why.
I just can't believe. I can't believe what I said to my mom.
Yeah.
Just because she took away my phone.
It's okay.
What's your observation of what you said to your mom now that you look at it objectively?
I feel like I'm insane.
She says she feels like she's insane. Do you think she is?
No, I think she just needs to find the right help. I think she's had a lot of issues since she was a little girl. A lot of obsessive, compulsive behavior, depression.
You say she's had a lot of obsessions, and according to you two, you say she's, at a young age, she was obsessed with male teachers, TV, games, her appearance, a breakfast routine, orange juice, energy drinks, that Wi-Fi. She's had all of these obsessions that she's had. And I went through a list of things that you said. She's been diagnosed with OCD, bipolar, schizoaffective disorder, anxiety, depression. And then you just said those things again. And you've been given all those diagnoses, right?
Yes.
And then you said, I feel like I'm insane.
Yeah, I do.
There's a concept called iatrogenic labeling. And I'm going to kind of oversimplify that for you, but an iatrogenic label is a label that can create more damage than that which it describes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
Makes
label
sense.
that you put on somebody, and the label itself is so heavy and creates so many problems that it has more of an impact than that which it describes. So she's now been diagnosed as OCD, bipolar, schizoaffective, anxiety, and depression.
Yes.
And so she sits here and says, I'm insane. Actually, I've not diagnosed you. I haven't done a complete workup on you. We've asked you a lot of questions. I've reviewed a lot of records. You guys have been very forthcoming about everything. I would really like to hit the reset button here and start over, because just for my 2 cents worth, you seem like you got some really bad habits.
Yeah.
You seem like you got some really bad habits, and you get rewarded for some really bad behavior. And one of the things that I just believe strongly in this life is you just don't reward bad behavior. Is what you're doing normal?
No.
You know, I'll tell you how I define normal. Normal is just whatever doesn't interfere with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. Abnormal interferes with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. It's just that's it. You don't have to make it hard. That doesn't mean you're obsessive, compulsive, bipolar, schizoaffective, anxiety, and depressed. It just means you have an abnormal relationship with your phone because it interferes. And you have a tendency to get into abnormal things because you can avoid real life if you can escape into something that's kind of fanciful. It's a good way to escape, right?
It is, definitely.
What if you didn't escape those things? What if you just decided, you know what, I think I'll just deal with them?
I would like to get to that point.
Can I see your phone?
Yeah.
Put it right there for a minute. Can you reach it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I take
No, just leave it there. But
Okay.
But you can reach it if you need to.
Okay.
And later, you've been very active in this, even to the point that we got an email yesterday giving instructions on how you wanted me to interview her.
Right.
How would you like to make Dr. Phil history? Log on to omaze.com/Robin to donate for a chance at a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
A very special guest is going to walk a day in my shoes. You and a friend will fly out to Los Angeles, get all glammed up, and get the hair done, and get your makeup done. We're gonna have a ball. And then you'll join me here on the set, right here, for a very special taping of the Dr. Phil Show. Here's where we make history. At the end of the show, you will become the first fan ever to join me and Philip on national television for our signature walk-off. And the best part of all is that all entries support my foundation, When Georgia Smiled. And it's only $10. That's right. For $10, you get a chance to walk a day in my shoes and be a part of all of this.
Can I see your phone?
Yeah.
Can we put it right there for a minute? You can reach it if you want to. Can you reach it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I take
No,
it?
just leave it there. But
Okay.
But you can reach it if you need to.
Okay.
Right? Now, do you know how this will go if I say, so that's my opinion, thanks for coming, goodbye? You know what would happen?
What?
You wouldn't be out of the building before you would be back to doing exactly what you're doing. You know why?
Why?
Because this is a coping strategy for you to avoid your life. And if I take this coping strategy away from you and I don't give you a new coping strategy to put in its place, then you will regress back to this coping strategy. But if I give you a new set of tools to use, then you won't regress to this tool to avoid your life. You have things in your life that you've been avoiding. And like when you were yelling at your mother, that's just a tantrum. You were just throwing a tantrum. It's same like a 2-year-old does, except you're taller. Which means you haven't developed your coping skills beyond that real base level of functioning. But wouldn't you like to?
Yes.
Wouldn't you like to not have to avoid your life, but to deal with it? Because there's some things that have happened in your life that have left you kind of rattled
Yes.
along the way. But all these people that are throwing these labels on you, have they ever really helped you?
No.
What you did is you found a place that you were safe. You said, actually, I wrote it down. You said, I'm online because it's easier. I don't have to talk. I control the angle of my pictures, so I always look my best. I can have my most glamorous presentation, and I can control the pace of the interaction.
Correct. It's about control.
So everything here is about control and low demand.
Correct.
Which means you don't believe you are equal to handling the immediate demand of an eye contact, one-on-one adult interaction.
It's very difficult for me.
But you know what I think? I think you have come here on national television with an audience full of people in the room, millions of people watching at home, and dealt with me eyeball to eyeball, straight up, and conducted yourself as an intelligent, articulate young woman, and we have had a very intelligent conversation.
Thank you.
Very smart.
Now, that tells me you can do it in a very high-pressure situation. You've actually, in the last 30 seconds, haven't really obsessed about your telephone. You've been talking to me.
Yes.
And you weren't thinking about your phone, were you?
I was, but
No,
I
no,
wasn't.
but I mean, you weren't like freaking about it. You haven't been reaching for it. You haven't been.
Because I want to respect you, and I know how important this is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Something took the place of that obsession, which means you can do it. And I've only known you 20 minutes.
I know.
So what does that tell you about you?
That I can overcome this.
Yeah. How does that feel?
It does feel good.
I've not diagnosed you, but I have to tell you, obsessive compulsive disorder, bipolar, schizoaffective, anxiety and depression would not even be on my short list for you.
Wow.
It would not even be on my short list for you. I think you got some bad habits. I think you've required very little of yourself. I think you have some unhealed wounds because you've survived some things in your life that have not been attended to in a proper way. I think those need to be dealt with. You need to be given some new coping skills. And then I think this whole thing will look a great deal different to you in a short period of time.
Definitely.
And I will arrange that help for you if you want it.
I do, of course.
Can you do that?
Yes.
All right, we're going to move on. Next, we'll meet a mother who suspects her daughter has given away personal information online to strangers. I want you guys to listen to the next story. They've been listening to this one. We'll be right back.
I believe my 15-year-old daughter is putting herself in danger. She even stole someone's cell phone to get on social media.
Every teen is addicted to social media.
Tuesday on an all-new Dr. Phil. Their son went from star athlete to homeless moocher.
I sleep at schools, park benches. My parents are home, I'll sleep in the shed.
They kicked him out.
Did you tell your mother, I'm not leaving, you can't get me out of here because I'm bigger than you?
I did.
Where do you get off doing that?
But now,
What is it you blame them for? What did they do?
they're in for a shock.
How can you possibly accuse us of doing that?
That's Tuesday.
Gardendale mother is warning parents after an alleged sexual predator targeted her son online.
Police say this is what predators do. Reach out, build a relationship, and then victimize children.
Why is a 21-year-old talking to a 13-year-old?
Sources say 27-year-old Daniel Berger used an online chat room to find his prey, a 13-year-old girl, then traveled more than 200 miles and abducted her right from the steps of her home.
A Riverdale teenager had a close call with an accused sexual predator who showed up right outside her front door.
The FBI wants your help.
It's trying to identify hundreds of victims in a sextortion case. The convicted predator was sexually extorting 350 children in all.
Hundreds of teenage girls victimized by an online predator.
When we hand them technology, we're handing them a loaded gun.
Today we're talking about the potential dangers teens face by spending most of their day texting and posting status updates and video on social media websites. Now, you've seen the headlines. Trust me, it's not just friends who are following and liking everything they do. The risks are deadly. That's why Charmaine reached out to me. She says her 15-year-old daughter is addicted to excessive cell phone texting and posting status updates on social media sites. She took away her cell phone 3 months ago after discovering that she was giving personal information to strangers. But all that did was cause the teen to steal another girl's phone, which in turn caused Charmaine to kick her daughter out of the house.
My 15-year-old daughter has an addiction to social media. She was online every day. She has been given personal information to strangers online. I believe she is putting herself in danger. One day I took her cell phone and a gentleman was sending her inappropriate pictures of his genitalia. We've taken away any access to any device, and she's finding a way to get them by borrowing it from somebody. She's milking them out of their tablets, their cell phones. We're finding them in her room. She's getting them from people at school. She even stole someone's cell phone to get on social media. Tell me, what are you looking for?
I don't know.
I found out that she was also stealing from me, and that was the last straw. I kicked her out. She is now living with my mother. My biggest fear is that she's gonna go and meet someone and be hurt or even killed. You could be wrong, but it's my fear that you're gonna end up dead wrong.
Charmaine, how concerned are you about your daughter and her safety?
I am very concerned, Dr. Phil, because noticing her dangerous activity online is more than just a regular teen who goes online to chat with just friends.
Yeah.
My concern is that she's going to meet the wrong person, and they don't have her best interest at heart, and she can actually get hurt.
You've seen her doing what? What is she doing that's caused you to be upset?
Having inappropriate conversations with individuals. They're sending her pictures of their genitalia, and she's just giving out personal information where somebody can find her and hurt her.
All right, and you know this how?
Because I decided to go online and create a social media page.
Right.
And I sent her a message, and she replied back, but she didn't know it was me.
That confirmed your greatest fear.
Correct.
Now, she's not living with you now. Why?
Because when I found out, she had already stolen a cell phone, and then I found out that she had started stealing from me. And one of the things I hate is someone who steals. And I couldn't deal with that anymore, so I had to have my mom come and get her.
But she's your daughter.
She's my daughter, correct.
Well, this is where I'm confused about this, because you say that you just can't live with a thief and liar. Correct. So I'm just thinking, okay, I'm sitting at home and I get a call from you and you say, hey, Dr. Phil, how are you? Oh, I'm pretty good. Say, listen, I want you to take my daughter. Why? Well, she's a thief and a liar, and I don't want to put up with that, so I think I'll dump her on your happy ass. Well, wait a minute. Why would you dump her on me if she's too bad for you to live? You're her mother.
Right, I'm her mother, but her mother also gets angry as well. And before I end up doing something just majorly drastic, I think I needed to remove her from the house.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out what the dynamic here is, because I want to try to help this situation.
Okay.
We got an email yesterday from you giving instructions on how you wanted me to interview her.
Right, so she can talk to you, because she had already shut down because she wasn't game to talk to you. You'll do all the talking, we won't have a TV show. I'm just saying.
So you're just looking out for me?
Yes, I am looking out for you. No, but I'm being honest. I'm being totally honest.
We interviewed you for an extended period of time, and I've listened to the entire tape, and you never mentioned that.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil. Was finding her birth mom
She says I ruined her life. It's all about me. It's always about you.
a bad idea?
You better get out of my face, woman.
What are you going to do, have a fist fight with your mother?
That's Monday.
Isn't it true that just a short time ago, your daughter got very frustrated and actually tried to take her own life?
Correct.
And we interviewed you on the phone for an extended period of time, and I've listened to the entire tape, gone through the entire transcript, and you never mentioned that.
I never mentioned it because we was coming on this show for this particular topic and not for that particular topic. And so that
So you were deciding what I needed to know and how I needed to interview your daughter.
No.
So you made a conscious decision to withhold that information.
No, the question wasn't asked.
So we're talking to you about your daughter's social, emotional well-being, and you never thought it germane to mention, oh, by the way.
No, I didn't.
The last question you were asked,
okay,
is there anything else that we need to know about her that would be important to Dr. Phil in understanding this situation?
I said no because I submitted the paperwork regarding her. I brought the paperwork down here and gave it to the producer. So they already knew, and then I gave them the paperwork. So by this time, you already know.
Does this work for you in your life in general?
No.
Do you get away with this in general?
I'm not getting away with anything.
No, you're not, but you're
right.
trying.
I'm not trying to get away with anything. I'm being open and I'm being honest because when they interviewed her, she opened up about herself. And so when he talked to me about it and they asked him, do you have any paperwork, any documentation? I do. So I gave them the documentation regarding it.
So just to be clear then, because I want to be sure that I don't leave a question unasked.
Thank you.
What you're asking me to believe is that you're bringing your daughter here for me to help, intervene, and assist because you say that she is manipulative, devious, defiant, underachieving, knows no boundaries, is practicing self-destructive behavior, lying, stealing, smoking weed, taking pills, using alcohol, showing no remorse, and you are concerned for her very life. And you're asking me to believe that you did not believe it was relevant for you to tell me that she had attempted to take her own life. That's what you're asking me to believe, that you did not believe that was relevant, given the context of what we were talking about.
No, because let's reword it. When you're asking me a series of questions, those things came out in this series of questions I was being asked.
We're not going to reword it because I'm conducting the interview and you're the interviewee.
Okay.
So we're not going to reword my question.
Okay.
We're going to answer my question or not. It's up to you.
Okay.
So you're asking me to believe that you thought it was not relevant for you to share that information.
Correct, at that time.
Okay. We're going to take a break. Charmaine's daughter says her behavior is not a big deal and her mother's just overreacting. We'll be right back.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
You are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. Well, Charmaine's daughter says she does not want to be on the show today because she says, look, there's nothing wrong with me. She says, my mom is just overreacting. She also admits that even though her mother recently took away her phone and kicked her out of the house, that she's got 3 secret phones and a tablet as a backup. Take a look at this tape.
I am addicted to social media, but every teen is addicted to social media. I'm just talking to them.
About what?
About life.
I've never met anyone in person that I've talked to in life. I don't think I need to be here, and I don't think there's a problem. I'm just a normal teenager doing normal teenage things. My mom needs to back off and trust me.
Look, is your mom overreacting?
I feel like she is, but I feel like it's coming from a good place.
Yeah, she means well.
Yeah.
You saw the tape piece at the top of the show. You do realize that there are predators out there, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I realize that.
What makes you think that you couldn't get preyed upon by one of them?
I can control what I put out there, and if I'm not putting out anything that's going to necessarily put me in harm's way, then I think I'm fine.
Your mother assumed a profile and said, "You are pretty." Response, "Thanks." Where are you from? Your response, "Cali." She is the stranger. How old are you? Your response, 15. Stranger, cool. What city in Cali? Your response, you revealed it. What school? Your response, why? Stranger, I'm in the Bay. Your response, you revealed your school. Stranger, what grade? Daughter, 10. Okay, so in this short period of time, they find out what city you live in, what school you go to, what grade you're in. Now, this was your mother who loves you. This could have been a pedophile. Now, that pedophile, knowing your school, your city, and your grade, could have been parked up the street, watched you leave, followed you home. They've got you. Tell me what you think about what I'm saying.
I agree with what you're saying. I didn't think of it like that.
What do you think of it now?
I think that I shouldn't put myself in situations like that.
You're at your grandmother's now. How's that going for you?
It's fine.
Yeah. Do you wish you were home?
Yeah.
Are there things you need to work on? What?
Like not getting on social media and stuff.
Is there more than that?
My depression and stuff.
Do you want help with that?
Yeah.
I've asked someone to come here today. This is Dr. Rachel Wood. She is here. She's with the Center for Discovery, which is a residential treatment center. It's a structured therapeutic center with an 18-year-old legacy of working with really troubled teens that are struggling to kind of find their way and get their feet solidly on the ground. Would you like to talk with her?
Yes.
Afterwards? Dr. Wood, would you like to sit down and talk with her after the...
I'd love to.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. Charmaine created a fake profile to prove that her 15-year-old daughter was giving out personal information to strangers on social media. Wait till you hear about another controversial method parents are using to set their teenagers straight. That's next.
I made a fake profile on Facebook posing as a 15-year-old boy. I've been talking to these girls for the last 3 or 4 days, and today we're supposed to meet up. So right now I'm here with John, who's Juliana's father. We're gonna see if she's actually gonna come to the door or not.
Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
You know, while we were researching this show, my staff found this video by YouTube personality Kobe Person that went viral due to the extreme measure parents took to protect their teenagers from online predators.
How easy is it for a pedophile to pick up an underage child using social media? Well, today we're gonna find that out. I made a fake profile on Facebook posing as a 15-year-old boy. With the parents' permission, I friend requested 3 girls, ages 14, 13, and 12 years old. I've been talking to these girls for the last 3 or 4 days, and today we're supposed to meet up. So right now I'm here with John, who's Juliana's father. We're gonna see if she's actually gonna come to the door or not. I'm outside, come to the front door.
Juliana, get over here. Get over here. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
How can you do this? You're 12 years old. This guy's 20 years old. You could have been raped and murdered. We already lost your mother. What would I do if anything happened to you? What would I do if anything happened to you? I love you. Don't you ever do this again.
Children have the knowledge, but not the wisdom to use the power of the computer, to use the power of the internet. That's the problem. And parents, you need to get up to speed. Their phones are internet capable. Of course, the computers are internet capable. Even the game controllers of what they're playing back there are internet capable because they can network around and get on the internet. You need to monitor where they're going. You need to get into the chat rooms. You need to see what's going on because these people are out there. And the percentages of kids that have been propositioned in chat rooms is staggering, I can assure you. You need to sit down and have an honest conversation with your children. And we will have links on drphil.com where you can get this up-to-date information. Your kids have the knowledge, they don't have the wisdom. You are not the only voice in your child's ear. Make certain that you are the best voice in your child's ear. Make sure you are an informed voice in your child's ear. I'd like to thank all of my guests today, especially Dr. Rachel Wood for the Center for Discovery Residential Treatment Center. We will see you next time. Thank you so much.